So we're finally getting my garden tilled on June 3rd because it's been so wet here. It's kind of at a gradual slope, and this is where all the water lays, so I really don't plant anything here. But it took forever. I mean, you can see this is really wet still, but it's dry enough to till. We considered actually moving the garden to a flatter piece of property in our side yard, but that's a lot to do with moving of the fence and stuff. So he said, well, we'll go ahead and try and till this and see if it works. And it seems to be like it'll be okay. I'm gonna let it dry out today, and then tomorrow, once it's a little more dry, we'll probably till it again, and then I'll plant tomorrow. So hopefully everything works out. I planted winter rye in here, and I mowed it down. It didn't do as well as I hoped because there was water standing in a lot of parts of the garden over the winter and spring, and I think it kind of, it made the seed not grow well. It grew really well up front here, and the reason I did the winter rye is for a cover crop. It helps improve the soil, and it is supposed to help smother out the weeds, but like I said, I didn't get it thick enough, so it was thick enough up here. There's barely any weeds up here, and it was really tall up here in the garden, but there's less water here. So, I don't know, trial and error. It was my first year planting it, so the winter rye. So I'll try it again and just plant it a little bit thicker and see how it goes. I love that. I love the new tiller though. We got it last year. It was new last year, but it tills so much finer than the one we had before. And we got it at Tractor Supply, but this one, we got this one somewhere else. My fencing down here out the way. Yeah, that's really wet there. It's like the worst corner of the garden. Well, it is what it is. You have to work with what you got, and you certainly can't control the weather. Oh my. I don't know what that was. Probably just a buildup of clumped up dirt. That front area, I took 2 posts down, so he's going to come in from the side and get that front area up there, because I don't want to have to take all this fence down. Every year I take the end of it out, so he can get in there, but it's a lot easier than taking down the whole side. This because I was putting stakes in the side yard to do my new garden, because I thought I was going to have to move it. And it's 30 by 60, but I can't, like I said, plant anything down here at the end because it just gets soaked. But that's okay. wouldn't even till that spot. It's so wet. I really just need to learn how to run this myself because he's too busy. And I don't know. I don't want to depend on somebody else. I just want to be able to do it when I need to get it done. Stepped in the hole. I usually plant my potatoes up on this end because the dirt is like deeper up here, if that makes sense, because he usually tills from the other direction, so it kind of builds up back there. I'm really not too far behind because as a rule of thumb, I usually go by Memorial Day as a safe time with no more chance of frost for the most part. So I'm really not too far behind. The one year I didn't get it planted until June 20th, which is crazy, and that's my own fault because I put a bunch of leaves on the garden, not chopped up, but just, dried leaves, and it made the water just stay there forever. And we had like 13 inches of snow on the ground during the winter and for quite a while, and the leaves just held that moisture, and it was way too wet. But we finally got it tilled, and honestly, it still did great. I still got a lot of stuff out of it, so. Just do a little bit more of that, just a little bit.
It's all tilled up now. And of course, she's fighting rain. She's really concerned that she's not going to get much of a garden because of how much rain is projected, and they expect this to be a wet summer. So she's moved stuff. She's put her corn down here because it likes a little more wet or more water, and she's moving stuff around. But it's tilled up, not as fine as normal, but you know, it's better than not being tilled, I guess. So I have to go get some more cattle panels. She needs 3 more 16 footers and 2 more 8s, I guess. So me and Jeff might have to go do that. Huh. But you're sleepy. Of course you are, you're tired. He's an old guy. He tires out easy. Plus he might, don't tell him that, but he might be a little chunky. We don't talk about that. So today we're headed out in the Dodge. My wife is in garden planting mode, and I got it tilled up just a little while ago. And now she needs me to run and get some cattle panels. She uses cattle panels for her beans to climb up, and the same thing with her tomatoes, so they can kind of grow and whine and support themselves up the cattle panel. And each year she seems to add a few more, and this year's no different. So she asked me to go get her 3 16-footers, 2 8-footers, and she's gonna do a hoop this year for her cucumbers and zucchini, maybe squash. I don't know, something like that. All I know is she said go get them for me, so that's what we're gonna do. We got 2 Tractor Supplies. One is 20 minutes one way, one's 15 minutes the other way, and the closer one is $33 for a 16-footer, and the one that's 5 minutes farther is $29. Kind of funny, I didn't realize that Tractor Supply had price differences based on location. So anyways, we're gonna go the farther distance and go get them. We're gonna put them on the Dodge, just strap them down, and we should be good to go. So let's get out here and see if we can get them picked up. First Tractor Supply didn't have them, so we had to go to the other one, and we got them, but they don't have the 8-footers anymore. They only have 16s, so away we go.
First 2 are potatoes, part Yukon Gold, the rest just Kennebec. Roma green beans, 2 rows of Provider green beans, onions along here, which I just planted yesterday, and some varmint dug some of them up already. This row up to here are rattlesnake green beans, and these are half runners. They'll climb, these will climb, that's why they're by the fence. These are all berries, peppers, which these 2 are going to go right here, but I didn't want to plant them yet because bringing the cattle panels in, we could mow them down. Tomatoes, if I have space, I'm going to thin these out, move a little more of them, but I didn't know if I'd have room for all of them. And I'm just going to do tomatoes here, cucumbers on my new trellis, and then I'm going to be doing zucchini, yellow squash here, cabbage, okra, and I have 3 rows of corn right there by the owl. And
this stays wet, so she's probably not going to put anything here.
This is too wet. I'll put some sunflowers down here or something. It just stays too wet.
Yeah, so that's what the cattle panels are for. And they don't make 8-footers no more, so we had to get 16s. I probably could have cut them down, but I figured maybe next year she'll... Well, actually the other Tractor Supply said they had 8-footers, but I didn't know.
They make them, the ones that they didn't.
So I may just go get some more 8-footers. So if I go get 2 more 8-footers, that gives you 2 more rows for next year, right? And this is for your what?
Cucumbers.
So they're going to climb this.
Out well, I may do this for my
beans
that climb,
Mm-hmm.
because they usually hang down and
easier to pick.
yeah. So
Okay.
this is a trial. Hopefully it doesn't rain too much like it already has been, and like last year, because last year I didn't get a lot out of my garden. It ruined everything.
I think this is the one that got hit by the
Tiller?
yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody laid it down and we didn't know it was there.
Well,
and,
it fell down.
yeah. And it broke a tine on my tiller last year. So, anyways, that's the garden fiasco. So I guess we're done with the tractor and the tiller.
Yes.
It worked very well, so it can be pressure washed and cleaned up, put away. Yeah. And so I guess my part of this is done.
Yes, and I appreciate your help.
So I can go do what I need to do. Which I forget what it was now. Squirrel. Anyways, keep going. Well, there she is, all done. Got everything planted, everything's watered again. It was supposed to rain last night and didn't, so she waited till this morning to see if she needed the water. Oh man, she has 85 tomato plants. Oh Lord. This is her zucchini and cabbage and all this kind of stuff. That's pretty cool. She took pool noodles and took a little piece of EMT, put them in the ground and run the pool noodle over and put that screen. This will be her green bean trellis here, as you guys have already talked about. So ground's good and dry now. If we would have waited till today, we probably could have tilled it up a little better, but it all worked out. So hopefully it does well, and we can get some good stuff, because she'll take every bit of this that she gets and we'll eat off of it all summer, and then she'll also do a bunch of canning. So we'll have all she'll can green beans, she'll can tomatoes, whole tomatoes, tomato sauce, tomato juice, salsa, all kinds of stuff. And then, you know, of course, like I said, we'll get to eat off it. So we'll bring you along as it goes in the progress and how it grows. Hopefully it's a good summer. I mean, they're talking like it's supposed to be a really wet summer. I don't know. We'll see. But she put a lot of work into it. So hopefully it pays off for her. That's for sure. This is all corn. She'll can this corn too as well. She likes to get our corn and can it so we have it throughout the winter. But hope you guys enjoyed. Catch y'all next one.